It was a strange thing to watch last night.
Yeah.
Ben Domenech with me this morning. Ben, I'm going to sum up his farewell speech as a rather bitter ending to a failed presidency. He could have been gracious, but he wasn't. How did you see it?
I saw a guy at the end of not just his presidency, but his political career who essentially is saying, I have nothing to show for this and it's all your fault. He was blaming the people, basically, over and over. That's the subtext of that speech, for not going along with all the different things that he wanted to do and for not making him more successful and rewarding him for it with another term. And I want to particularly cite that misinformation and disinformation talk that he had. One could make the argument that the only reason that Joe Biden got to the presidency in the first place was misinformation and disinformation that was recycled through these tech entities themselves as it related to the Hunter Biden laptop. Misinformation and disinformation about it being a Russian op or something along those lines that was engineered both by those who were politically allied to him through the metric of not just then Twitter, but also Facebook as well. And so the real objection that he has to these so-called tech oligarchs is not that they exist, not that they've been so successful, but that they aren't on his side politically anymore. They aren't willing to sort of put their hand on the scale to benefit him or his party. And that's something that he finds to be unacceptable.
Yeah.
And if that's the only message that he has going out at the end of this career to Democrats, it's a message of blame. It's a message of excuse making. It's not something that sounds an optimistic or triumphant note or points to the things that he was able to achieve over a lifetime in politics.
Well, now listen to this. According to the latest Fox poll, Trump's favorability rating hit an all-time high. He's at 50%. Meanwhile, Biden is leaving office with a record low approval of 36%. It seems Americans like our new president. The Democrats don't get it. What say you, Ben?
I think it's about more than just personality or communication or anything along those lines. I think it's about the policies. You know, you can look back at sort of the way that Joe Biden approached this when he was running for office, when he was running for the presidency. He represented himself as a return to normalcy. Instead, he gave us extreme policy after extreme policy that didn't benefit the American people. They've rejected that. They've rejected it wholeheartedly, and they're very optimistic and hopeful about what a return to Donald Trump as president will mean for them and for their bottom lines and for their lives. That's something that Democrats should wake up to and make for some real reconsideration of their agenda. I don't think that they've done it yet, and certainly Joe Biden hasn't at all.
Got it. Ben Domenech, thanks very much for joining us. We will see you again soon. Thank you, sir.